Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm doing the Scorpio bonus self-love reading, okay? So because you guys were awesome, I got the most views in regards to your particular sign's videos for the month of June. Therefore, I decided that from now on, whoever sign gets the most hits overall, most views, their sign will receive a bonus tarot reading. So this is for you guys. So what happened was I put out a couple of polls, one on YouTube, sorry, not one on YouTube, one on Instagram, one on Facebook, one on Twitter, to see what type of reading you guys would like. And you had to choose between a self-love reading, a self-care reading, and a self-empowerment reading. And you know, you guys by far voted for a self-love reading, so that's why I'm doing this particular reading in regards to self-love. So just to let you know, I'll be using 3 different decks. The first deck I'm using is the Work Your Light deck, so that's the Oracle deck. We'll then move on to our second Oracle, which is the Isis Oracle, and then we'll finalize the reading with some tarot messages using the intuitive. This is going to be, while there'll be certain messages that are relayed that are very much related to the messages contained within the decks, this is primarily an intuitive reading, okay? So if you're wondering, that's how it's going to be. So Scorpio, let's get into it for you then. So we'll start with the Work Your Light deck and see what messages come up for you at this time. Now, I am doing this, of course, in July 2020, but this is not going to be time specific, okay? This is going to be a timeless reading, so just take it however it resonates when you feel this message calls to you. And I believe that this message will reach you at the right time, especially if you are journeying further into your self-love aspects, right? If you're going further into your own self-love journey. So what message can we pull to help Scorpio through this process, to help them gain further clarity and insight into their own being, to help them really step into the energies of true love, pure love, beginning with the self. What message, support, wisdom do we have from the Work Your Light deck to assist Scorpio to step into the space of pure love, beginning with the love of self in all forms? For self-love for Scorpio, please. Okay. So the first card you got is Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So this tells me that I think a lot of you are starting to hear the call. You're stepping up or feeling the need to step up in some areas of your life. Perhaps where you've been really feeling like you've allowed people to downtrodden you in some capacity. It could be in relation to your work, your love life, your friendship circles, family. It's likely that this is playing out in many different aspects of your life. And now you're being asked to rise above, to hold the sword of truth, speak clearly your mind, your vision, your feelings, your thoughts, what it is that you need moving forward, what it is that you want, what it is that you will tolerate and what you will not. And understand that you're being called to do this now so that you can move more confidently towards the thing you do want, whatever you feel resonates with you on the soul level. Especially if you feel like at this time you're having to really downplay what you feel most called to do, right? Because maybe you're afraid that people won't understand you, that they'll ridicule you, that they don't get it, right? They don't get what it is that you're trying to accomplish. They don't understand what you're about, your values. They don't understand that the steps that you're taking are merely stepping stones to something far greater than they could even comprehend. And that's why they're giving you so much slack, or that's why they may be ridiculing you or putting pressure on you to come up with answers about something that you're not totally comfortable about expressing yet. But you're being called to do that. It's time to express yourself clearly. This is very much like an Ace of Swords moment. That it's time to really cut out the bullshit in your life and step firmly towards that in which you're being called to do. That which resonates deeply in your heart on a soul level, what really brings you into that space of pure love. That makes you feel like there's no need for self-regret, there's no need for resentment towards the self, there's no need for shame or fear, any of that, but you know that is purely aligned. That makes you feel like you're accomplishing your dreams. That it brings out the best in you, that doesn't hold you back from achieving your potential. That really, the thing that allows you to explore that more deeply and being in a state of being very conscious and present and aware in what it is that you're doing, because there's so much genuine love for it. It's not for the appeasement of others, it's not to get their approval, it's nothing like that. It's simply for the love of what it is that you're doing. It is pure love, and for the joy of it, the bliss that it gives you, the emotional fulfillment. And it doesn't matter if no one else understands it. It doesn't matter if people think you're not approaching it in the way they would. What matters is how it makes you feel, the state that you get into when you do that one thing, or when you explore these various things. All right, when you make this choice, how does it make you feel? Okay. Excuse me, sorry if my voice is a bit screwed up. Yeah, I think it's to do with my sinuses. I have some sinus issues. But hopefully that makes sense. But it's essentially asking you to step into your truth, live authentically, do what feels right within your heart, express yourself without fear. And it doesn't matter if other people understand or not. Those who have the eyes to see will understand, okay? But it's not about them, this is about you at this point. So I want to get another card from this deck. I haven't decided how many cards I'm pulling yet. I'm just going with what feels right to me in this reading. Because this is a highly intuitive reading. This is not, based on anything else other than as an intuitive read. Okay. So the other card you got from this deck is play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. So this is it. Like, it's up to you how you approach your life. You can allow others to pull you into this sense of misery and, seeking limitations where there is none, right? Because people can only explore possibilities that they feel is, or even be open to possibilities that you suggest that they feel are even possibilities, right? That they wouldn't even acknowledge as something that could be achieved, accomplished in any capacity, let alone if it's something so far removed from their day-to-day reality, right? So regardless of any of that, put the heavier energies to one side. Step into your truth, step into your calling, your passion, whatever makes you feel like you are capable and that you are really empowered, right? Because this is very much the energy of being empowered as well. Not only are you stepping in your truth, not only are you accomplishing things that others could only dream of or not even consider dreaming of, but you are stepping in your truth, you're feeling empowered, capable, right? Even if there's an element of fear involved, it's overcoming and conquering one's fear to take up the sword and stand in their truth, to accomplish things that others could only even dream of in their wildest dreams, right? So the best way to get into that energy and out of a self-doubt fear energy, fear-based energy, is to really tap into your inner child, the playful aspects, the carefree aspect of yourself, where you just, like I said, that pure bliss. I'm not surprised this came up, because whatever you're feeling compelled to do, it brings you so much joy, so much satisfaction. You know, just kind of like, you know, the little things in life when you're a kid, just like simple things that you used to enjoy doing, that would bring you so much happiness, that was so much fun, you know. It's that kind of energy. That is exactly what is needed at this time, for you to not only stand in your truth and do what you feel is your calling, or what you feel is aligned to you, your views, how you want to go about your life, what's going to bring you into that energy of pure love. And pure love towards yourself, first and foremost. But what brings out the best in you, what brings out that playful aspect of you, you know, that joy, that want to just express the self in fun, creative ways. You know, not with any, you know, set goal in mind, other than just for the sake of creating, for the sake of enjoying the process, right? Just because you can, just because it makes you feel good, just because it reminds you of what truly matters in this life, right? Rather than worrying about, oh, how does it look to this person, that person? What are they going to think? How are they going to see me? Are they think I'm ridiculous? Are they going to think I'm a child? Oh, what if this person doesn't get it? Like, it doesn't matter. What matters is how it makes you feel. It all starts with how you feel within yourself. Your energy is paramount in this. You know, so how it makes you feel, and tapping into that and doing more of what really brings out this playful aspect of yourself, and that helps to cast away your fears. That's what's going to bring you more and more in alignment, and to manifesting things that are surrounded, you know, with the positivity that you're looking for in your life. That's going to bring you into that blissful state of being. Just being very present, very aware of the sensations, the emotions, the thoughts, and just, you know, reveling in them. Okay, so let's have a look in regards to the Isis Oracle deck and see what advice we can get on your self-love journey. Because I feel like really you're coming away from this need to prove yourself, prove your self-worth, prove others wrong, that you are capable, that you can accomplish things, that you are, you know, intelligent, creative, passionate, determined. You know, you don't need to prove any of this to anyone else. You just need to realize it for yourself, right? And that you can be all those things and still be in a light-hearted, warm, loving energy, right? That you don't have to be, you know, in this cold, clinical energy in order to accomplish that. That actually it requires this playful inner child aspect of yourself, right? So the card you got in regards to the Isis Oracle deck is Healing the Divine Masculine, Osiris Rises. Amazing. So this could be it. This could be the fact that you've already done quite a lot of inner child healing, but now in order to really help you with this self-love journey that you're on, it requires you to do this divine masculine healing now, so that you, like I said, that you don't slip into this energy of needing to prove your worth, that your ability to overcome adversary, that you are more important or powerful than anyone else. You know, these are like the more toxic masculine aspects, right? So this is when the divine masculine is in shadow, when it's not in alignment, right? It feels the need to overassert its dominance, to overpower others, constantly driving home points to prove their worthiness, their intelligence, their capability. You know, not a team player, wants to be the leader in all things. without actually assisting others. It's that kind of energy ring. So you might have had some issues like these coming up recently, whereby you felt like you've had to prove yourself over and over and over. And you might have even found connections or people within the workplace that have been triggering you in this way. You know, people that embody those energies, because it's reflecting this wounded divine masculine aspect within yourself. So they'll be triggering the hell out of you. And that's why you're then trying to overexert yourself, working too hard, trying to prove maybe even dominant members of your family, a dominant masculine in your family, or a partner that was exhibiting these behaviors, that you were their match, their equal, that you could surpass them in whatever way, because these are the kind of attributes that they were exhibiting. But now you're being called to see this for what it actually is, that these people that are exhibiting these kinds of traits, these behaviors, are people with really wounded divine masculine aspects, right? That their inner divine masculine is really wounded, and that's why they treat people that way. That's why they behave in that way. That's why they don't, that they're not wanting to take advice or be guided or assisted in any way. They feel like they're the ones that have to fix everything, that they need to be, the leader and, the dominant force in all situations, right? Because this aspect is severely wounded. But I feel like with you, it's not a case of that your divine masculine aspect is now going into healing. And that's what's going to help you in this self-love journey. Because, you're having to overcome certain obstacles. You're having to confront people of that energy, and it triggers you. But you're finding a new way in which to deal with those kinds of people in those kinds of situations once this aspect is healed properly. So you'll understand as well with the divine feminine aspect within you. I feel like that's already coming into play when it comes to the healing of the masculine aspect. I feel like when you understand that you're playful, more gentle, mothering as well, this is the inner child energy, but the mothering aspect of that as well comes into play. That will help assist with the healing of the masculine aspect within yourself. So when you hold space for yourself, when you take time to meditate, to reflect, rather than blame yourself, understand, forgive, be compassionate towards yourself, like you would with a close friend or family member. Understand why maybe you said something or did something in a way that came across as maybe detrimental or, maybe even toxic, or just, as a backlash or whatever, When you come to understand why those things happened and how your wounds were being triggered by certain situations, you're then it's more easy then to forgive yourself, right? If you can rationalize it and understand and be empathetic towards yourself, that's when you can forgive yourself for whatever transgressions or situations that you may have initiated that resulted in a negative outcome, right? So this is it. So it starts with forgiving the self, being compassionate to oneself, appreciating that you are a human being. You're going to make mistakes, that you're not always going to go about things in the same, in the best way. You're not always going to communicate in the best way. But it's part of the learning experience, right? So I think a big part of this is forgiveness. And then when you're able to come from that more mothering aspect towards yourself and really just sit with yourself, and even if you have to say it out loud, like, I forgive myself for the mistakes I made. I forgive myself for this and this situation. I love who I am, my whole being. I love all aspects of myself. Even if you have to start making it into mantras and affirmations to help you overcome these guilts or any feelings of shame, or this difficulty you may have with self-forgiveness, then do it. Whatever's going to help you in that process, right? Because that's first and foremost. You need to really heal yourself, right? And nurture the divine aspect, the divine masculine aspect of yourself, so that once he's healed, he's in a better position to assist you and support you through, whatever trials and tribulations you find on this journey, whatever energies that you come across, or any adversaries that may try and make the journey difficult for you, or anyone that kind of wants to trip you up or see you fail. You're going to be unwavering. You're not going to even acknowledge what it is that they're trying to do, because you'll be so confident and self-aware, and there'll be no shadow of doubt in what it is that you're setting out to do and your intentions behind it, because you'll be very, very clear in that it's not based on ego, that it's being driven by unconditional love, pure love, and the desire to express oneself in whichever way that you wish to do it. Okay, so that will change things dramatically for you on this journey. Because I feel like a lot of your self-worth is based on whatever it is that you're putting out there for the world to see, right? Whatever it is that you're creating, sharing. I feel like you base a lot of your self-worth on your accomplishments and how you're seen by others. But I feel like once you come into full alignment, you'll stop caring so much about how others see you, and more about, the energy you're emitting, the work you're putting out, the intent behind it, how it makes you feel when you're doing it, right? And just knowing that everything that you're doing is coming from, a very well-intended energy, right? And it's simply just for the love of doing what it is that you do, and getting fulfillment from that rather than the response of others. I hope this makes sense anyway. Okay, so we're going over to tarot now. Wow, okay. Let's see what messages we can get there before we close the read. So this, basically, the underlying message is here is living in your truth, expressing your creativity, your passions, your interests from a place of just pure love and for the joy of it, right? Rather than worrying about what anyone else thinks. And once you heal yourself, that will also shift the focus from outside perspectives and perceptions to your inner feelings, your innermost workings, and the energy that you're resonating at once you're partaking in whatever it is that you want to do. If you're not already doing it, that is, or how you feel when you do it will become more the focus. Okay, so the first card you got was the Tower. All right, so this is talking about a dramatic shift in perspective, shift in awareness, right? A physical manifestation may be coming in to disrupt your whole way of doing things, or perhaps this shift in awareness, this shift in perception will also manifest in something very tangible changing in your reality. So if you are living with others at the moment, you may very well break off and move out. And it might come as a shock and a sudden surprise, because you're like, no, this is what I need to do. I need to have my own space to do this work without the influence of your energy, your negative thoughts. I need this space to be clear for me to do this work. Therefore, I'm leaving, So it might be something of that nature. For others of you, it could be literally a case of that you just decide to up and leave your job. You're like, this is suffocating, this is limiting. I'm gone. I'm going to focus on what it is that I truly want to do. But I feel like either way, there's going to be some kind of big revelation and a massive change in environment that comes with that. So something or someone is being left behind as a result of that. Next card you have is the Five of Swords. So with the Five of Swords being in reverse, this is air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Yeah, this is understanding that sometimes, you know, you don't even need to be in conflict at this point. Like, there's no point going on and round in your head about the best way to approach this or how it's going to get perceived or, you know, anything of that nature. I feel like it's just going to be simply, you'll walk in, you'll state what's happening, and you'll just leave. I don't feel like there's going to be any conflict whatsoever. I feel like when you're in a place of really being very clear on what it is that you want and how you want to approach it, there will be no conflict as a result. It will just happen. There will only be conflict if there's conflict within you. So you need to be very clear on what it is that you want to do and how you want to approach this moving forward. Because I feel like the only way there's going to be conflict in this situation is if, because, you know, if it manifests as, you know, an internal conflict that comes from within yourself, right? So that's something to be aware of. Next card you have is the Judgment in reverse. Yeah, so I really feel like the outcome of all this will depend on how you decide to treat yourself, how you go about this, whether you continue to focus on the outer world or if you go within, right? If you choose to go within, you're going to see some significant changes in your external world. However, if you're only focused on the external and the people that trigger you, the actions of others, the behaviors of others, you know, and being in a position where you feel like, okay, I have the approval of others, I have the approval of, you know, society, then that's going to only trigger more of what you don't want. You're going to see more people that bring out the worst in you, that are going to trigger you like hell. You're going to come across more people that are egotistical, maybe even narcissistic, that will only praise you when it benefits them to do so, and then will criticize you when there's a chance they feel you might do better than them. You know, things like that. And that's because their unhealed divine masculine aspect will be very much on show, because you haven't healed the parts of your own that's wounded. So it will magnify that in, you know, tenfold, pretty much. So that all depends on you, really. And then the last card you got is Seven of Cups. Options, possibilities, dreams, exploring the things that bring happiness into your life, that bring feelings of pure love into your life. Simple pleasures, right? And knowing that there's a difference between embarking on something that brings pleasure to you, that, you know, massages the ego and feeds the shadow, and the simple pleasures that bring true harmony and bliss into your life, that bring rays of sunshine into your life, and those that you connect with. So being able to discern the difference between the two is going to be massively important as well, right? So if you do that and you feel and feed what brings genuine joy into your life, you know, and those around you, by you being in your truth, living in the moment, enjoying whatever it is you're investing your time into, and not making it all about, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to accomplish this, I need to be seen like that, but make it more about, I love this, like this brings the best out of me, this makes me so happy and joyful, so that's why I want to do it, this is why I do this. If you're coming from that space, and you do other little things around that brings you more into that energy, wow, what a transformation you'll see. it'll be a huge difference, trust me. It will be like you won't even recognize yourself after a period of time. Because all of that guilt, the shame, the remorse, the regret, the feelings of not being worthy enough, of not being dominant enough, are going to just be blown away. Because there's no need for any of that. You'll be in a space of pure love, of acceptance, understanding, wisdom, joyfulness, peace. And that's the goal, right? So yeah, Scorpio, I know there was a lot of different messages in there, but hopefully it helps you on this journey. So I'd like to just highlight the main takeaway from this is focus less on the external world and more about how you feel internally, how you communicate with yourself internally, right? And to really spend time checking in with your feelings, how the things you do, the different activities you have make you feel. Does it bring out your inner child energy? Does it bring out the bliss, the happiness, the playfulness, the silliness, the wanting to express oneself, being creative, right? Or does it bring you more into the energy of needing to assert your position, you know, prove yourself to the world? So that's what needs looking at. And then when you focus on your healing, focus on, you know, being more into this playful energy and keeping your vision very much at the forefront of your mind, that's when you're going to have this big tower moment where everything changes. You'll be more clear, you'll be more confident, and you'll understand that you don't need to prove anything. That in fact, all you need to do is simply remove yourself from anything that brings your frequency down. So you can put yourself in an environment where you can really nourish the more ascendant aspects of yourself, so that your ego and your shadow are brought back into balance. So the fear mindset doesn't take grip, right? And in there you can explore other possibilities as well for really tapping into that emotional fulfillment, balance, right? So I hope that helps. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell, so that gives you a notification as to when your next reading will appear. And of course, I didn't say this before, but it is a general reading. So if it didn't apply or you don't feel like, you know, this message is for you, that's fine. But I believe genuinely that if you look closely, if you saw this reading at that particular time, there's going to be some element of this that applies to how you feel on possibly even a subliminal level or unconscious level, all right? But take it however you will. Sending you lots of love, you know, sending you good energy boost while you're navigating this path and, you know, stepping more towards unconditional love, not only to others, but towards yourself. And yeah, I hope to speak to you guys very soon. I will be doing a reading for you guys very soon. That will be the new moon reading that's coming up probably in about a week's time. I think I'll be uploading the first of the videos this weekend, possibly. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.